Hello friends and my dear students. As in the last session we have discussed about the introduction of helical spring as well as we have revised all the terminologies and basic requirement or prerequisites before studying the design of helical spring. So first of all we have to discuss that what is the main objective for designing the helical spring. So basically there are main three objectives before designing or beside designing of helical springs are. First is it should possess sufficient strength to withstand the external load, because it has been applied for various important applications, or wherever it is applied or spring is employed, it should sustain the external load, means it should withstand that external load applied on that particular spring, so that strength should be maintained. Second, it should have required load deflection characteristics, means whatever deflection is permissible to that spring, that load deflection parameter should be satisfied. Okay, so that particular characteristic should be maintained. Next, it should not buckle under the external load. Whenever external load is applied, it should not buckle, means buckling should not be there. So for these three objectives, the helical spring should be designed, or whatever calculation should be made for the characteristics of helical spring or dimensions of helical spring, that should be made properly. Okay, so the main dimension should calculated in the spring. Helical springs are these are the values which you have to calculate. These are the main dimensions which you have to calculate. First is wire diameter, which is depicted by small d. Mean coil diameter, capital D, which is the ratio of inside and outside coil diameter, and number of active coils. Okay, this we have also seen these nomenclature or terminology in the previous video of this particular topic. You can go through it. So basically you have to calculate these particular dimension whenever you are having any kind of problems there in your university exam or in your competitive exam. So the first two are the calculated with the help of load stress equations, while third is calculated with the help of load deflection equation. Let's see how it will be calculated. So before that, the factor of safety is also very much important in the designing of springs. So the factor of safety for the designing of springs usually 1.5 or less. And why this is kept so low? Because in most of the applications, spring operate with well-defined deflections. Okay, therefore the forces acting on the spring or corresponding stresses can be precisely calculated. While in helical springs, usually overload stops are provided to prevent the excessive deflection. So that's why they are just keeping this factor of safety very low in compared to the all other mechanical applications. So if you are taking it as 1.5, then you can also write it down your shear stress as SS by, which is torsional yield strength, divided by 1.5. Assuming the theory of failures, if you are using S by T as 0.75 SUT and SSY as 0.577 S by T, then you can write down tau is equals to, means you are just keep putting the value of SS by in terms of S by T. So you can say that tau will be equals to, or shear stress will be equals to 0.3 times of SUT. Okay, while it has been also recommended in some applications you must use tau is equals to 0.5 SUT, where it is permissible, means according to the Indian standard 4454 you can use this 0.5 SUT, means tau is equals to 0.5 times of SUT. Now let's go to the procedure of this designing of helical spring. Basically it consists of total 15 steps. And sometimes, why I have highlighted, sometimes in your university exam they used to ask that what is the procedure of designing helical spring under simple loading or under variable loading, which will come in the next topic. Okay, so you can just write down these steps as it is written over here and take any example if you want, and you can solve that numerical. So with the help of this you can get maximum marks in the theoretical part if they have designed the theoretical part out of this particular numerical topic. Okay, you can write down this particular procedure. So the first thing is, for the given application, estimate the spring force and calculate the required deflection with the help of, in some cases, spring force or stiffness, which P by delta are specified. Okay, in some cases stiffness will be given, means P is equals to K into delta. Either two parameters will be given, then you have to calculate the third one, or if all three are given, then go to the step number 2. select the suitable spring material and find out the ultimate tensile strength. Ultimate tensile strength means you have to calculate the value of SUT and calculate the permissible shear stress for the spring wire. Okay, either in most of the cases spring material will be suggested in your university exam, but if you are designing or practicing any troubleshooting, then you may select the spring material. Okay, so in this way you will get to know that which relation you have to use, either 0.3 times of SUT or 0.5 times of SUT for the shear stress. Now assume the value of spring stiffness, which will vary from 8 to 10. In most of the numerical it is given, or a spring stiffness 8 is considered as a good value, so you can select this spring stiffness, this particular value 8 for K. Now then you have to calculate the Wahl's correction factor, which we have studied why it has been used. So you can calculate, if you know the value of C, then you can calculate the value of Wahl's correction factor very easily. Okay. After that, determine the wire diameter with the help of this equation. Tau is equals to 8 PC divided by pi d square multiplied with Wahl's correction factor. If you know the value of small d, because shear stress you have already calculated here in the step number 2, then you can calculate the value of small d here, and after that if you know the value of wire diameter small d, then you can calculate the value of mean coil diameter capital D. Then you have to calculate the active number of coils N by putting the value, all the values in the equation number this. Okay, then you will get the value of this, where the rigidity, modulus of rigidity for the steel wires is already given here, which is 81,370. While it may vary for the different kinds of numerical, then you can change the values and decide the style of the end, which kind of end is there. Then you can add active or inactive coils, which you have already seen. Then next you have to calculate the solid length with the help of NT into D relationship, and you can calculate the actual deflection. Okay, and assume the gap of 0.5 to 2 mm between the adjacent coil, or if it is given in the numerical, then you can change it and you can calculate the total gap. After that, determine the free length of the spring by just adding the solid length, total gap you have to calculate it, delta, actual deflection you have calculated. Add these three values, means add point number 9, 10 and 11, then you will get the value of free length. After that, you can calculate the pitch by dividing the free length by NT minus 1, and you can calculate the rate of the spring. K is equals to GD to the power 4 divided by 8 capital D cube N. Okay, in this way you can also prepare the list of spring specification. Why you are preparing? Because you can give this list to your manufacturing team or your procurement team. They can directly go to the vendor and purchase that this specification spring they want. Okay, so this is all about today's session. We will also come with the next topic or the numerical on the basis of this particular topic in the upcoming sessions. Just stay tuned with Engineering College Banswara YouTube channel for more such updates about different branches of engineering, as you are studying this design of machine element, which is 3rd year 6th semester mechanical engineering, BTech mechanical engineering curriculum of Rajasthan Technical University. Thank you so much for your patience hearing, and stay tuned with our Engineering College Banswara YouTube channel for more such updates about different branches of engineering like mechanical, electrical, computer science and civil engineering. Thank you so much.